Hi, Sid. We are the Competencies team, and we wanted to give you an update of the second iteration of the Competencies Project and ask you for some feedback on some of the decisions we've made as a team. So just up front, we have some asks. We want your feedback on the organization of the competencies, specifically if you're okay with how we're bucketing effective communication and using GitLab, as well as your feedback on how we're looking at the ROI calculation. So we organize this page similar to other company pages, similar to how we've organized the metrics page. It's a central page that we're linking to other handbook pages as a single source of truth. For the remote working competencies, we broke them into just two sections, one for team members and one for people leaders, because in these remote working competencies, there wasn't enough distinction by level to call those out by each job level. So an example would be the manager of one remote work competency. So we can click on that page. You can see how we've bucketed the skills and behaviors of being a manager of one as a team member and the skills and behaviors of being a manager of one as a people leader. So we plan to mirror this for the other remote working competencies on the page. If we toggle back to the open merge request, we also wanted specifically your feedback on how we thought about bucketing some competencies. So you can see here we bucketed working async, well-written artifacts, single source of truth, and producing video into an effective communication competency. And we made this decision because we felt like these competencies were related to the overall goal of someone effectively communicating in a remote environment. And we felt like having this broader bucket of effective communication gave that competency a little bit more depth and allowed us to add more attributes related to communicating effectively at GitLab into that competency. We also decided to bucket installing GitLab and GitLab administration into the broader competency of using GitLab. And we wanted to broaden this competency out because this will allow for that overall competency to apply to all team members, and how they use GitLab may differ depending on their roles. So we thought that this was a more inclusive definition. On ROI calculation, we discussed this one at length as a team. In order to meet our deadline of May 18th, we wanted to limit the scope of this specific competency because we feel like it's really specific to the sales and marketing teams. And so we want to make sure it's embedded within their functional competencies, but an iteration down the road may be us pulling this out to a broader competency of business acumen at the company level. So for the first iteration, we're going to embed in the sales and marketing groups competencies, and then from there, we'll look at broadening it out at the company level down the road. And now I'm going to pass it to Josh to talk about some of the definitions we added, as well as the knowledge assessments.
Awesome. Thanks, Carolyn. Hi, Sid. Yeah, so we just wanted to provide a baseline definition of what a competency is at GitLab and what it really means. So up at the top of the page, we've added some additional definition for what a competency is. And then we broke it out, like Carolyn went through, for values competencies, remote competency, and functional, how we've broken it up. And we'll organize the competencies against this framework as we continue to develop them and build them out. Now, for the knowledge assessments, currently we have diversity and inclusion knowledge assessments for a people manager and an individual contributor, and we'll continue to build out knowledge assessments for the various competency levels to be a part of a larger certification program for competencies. So all of that is work in progress. We hope to continue to chug along and iterate on developing those KAs over the next couple of weeks, and we'll give you progress as we update the page with those. I think that's it on my end.
Thank you.